Aboriginals.
We're in talk mode. Hey guys, today we're discussing how to improve your physical health in 2022, and I believe we can do this in 3 easy steps. I like to call it the 3 E's. We're talking about eating well, exercising, and eliminating. But before we get into that, you guys know over the last couple of episodes, if you haven't already heard them, you should go check them out. We did talk about New Year's resolutions, and within that we spoke about certain resolutions that everyone sets, and therefore the previous episode was about financial health in 2022 and how to improve that, and today we're talking about physical health and how to improve that in 2022. Now, before we embark upon the 3 E's, as I like to call them, we need to start somewhere. If you remember, if you have heard the New Year's resolution episode, I talked about setting smart objectives, smart goals for you for the year. And if you are goal orientated and that's why you want to improve your physical health, like you've got a target in mind, then you got to start off by measuring your current status and how you are currently in terms of your weight, if that's what you're focused on, or your BMI, or whatever other unit of measurement you want to use to compare how you're doing throughout the year in terms of your health. And what I like to use is a smart scale, and I've got one. It's a Sorelli scale, and it comes with an app called AI Fit, and essentially when you stand on the scale, it records all your measurements on the app, and you can keep doing that, every month or whatever, and it'll show you and track your progress. So you could use something like that, or the alternative option is to go to somewhere like your local supermarket or your local gym, and they tend to have those machines where you can stand on that and it measures your BMI and your weight and your height and all of that kind of stuff. So there are options available, but I'll link down the smart scale in the description below if you guys are interested in that. And well, that's essentially it. So once you've got that data, you can measure against it if you want. And if you're just looking for general physical health and you just want to improve it, but you're not necessarily focused on measuring the progress, then these 3 E's will still work for that as well. So either way, you should be alright with these 3 steps. And let's jump straight into it and get into the actual meat of the matter. So step 1 is eating well. Now this seems quite obvious, but a lot of us, we live fast lives, we're busy people, and we're just eating a lot of processed food and takeaway, and we don't give it as much thought as it really deserves. You need to invest in your eating habits and your food, which is essentially then investing within yourself and your own health. And health has, obviously being healthy is good anyway, but it impacts everything else as well. It impacts your life, your energy, your mental health as well. But we'll get more into that in a different episode where we talk about mental health more specifically. But let's talk about eating well. First of all, we've all heard this before, but 5 a day keeps the doctor away. Well, it's true. We need to be getting all these nutrients into our body. I am by no means an expert, and these steps are, just based on my experience. But we can use this kind of knowledge that, we've all heard of when we were in school or whatever. And so it's very important to get a healthy balance of different types of food into your diet. You may be vegan or vegetarian or wherever, and you can still get those different elements that you need into your diet anyway. So I'm not talking about specifically meat or anything like that, but 5 a day is part of that. And so you need to be having fruit, vegetables, and you need to be having fresh fruit and vegetables rather than some of the processed stuff that we may pick up from somewhere. You can't really count that as part of your 5 a day. So it's about just getting a healthy balance of that kind of food in fresh ingredients, and everything, a little bit from every food group should be within your meals. And hand in hand with that is making sure that you're eating more home cooked meals. A lot of the, like, let's say you buy I don't know, a processed ready meal from like Tesco or whatever. The stuff that goes into that you might look at that and be like, oh yeah, this got all the ingredients I would put into my home meal. But the fact that it's mass produced and processed, you're losing a lot of the nutrients. They add a lot of preservatives to keep it on the shelves longer. Think about it, when you cook a meal at home, it's going to last 2 days. Even if you keep it in the fridge, you're not going to eat it after 2 days for the most part, unless you bang it in the freezer. But when you go into a store and pick up a ready meal out of the fridge, or a salad out of the fridge, or whatever it is, that stuff has a date that lasts like 5, 6, 7 days or whatever. So how do you think they're doing that? It's by adding preservatives or whatever they need to keep it fresh, and that takes away from the nutrients that are within that food. So you may think, oh yes, I'm going for a healthier option by going for this meal that has loads of vegetables in it or whatever. But if it's not home cooked and you're picking it up from a fridge, then you're not getting the benefits that you expect to get from that. So it's just something worth thinking about, that home cooked meals, it will be a better option for you if you're thinking about your health and want to get those nutrients from that food. But moreover, even if you're not particularly fussed about the nutrients, but by having home cooked food, you're less likely to go pick up a takeaway or pick up fatty foods that you would pick up just on your night out or whatever. So you're more likely to eat healthy food in that manner as well. So those are two of the things when we're talking about eating well. And then also something that I started doing I started doing, I never carried it on, but I did do it for a big part of the last year, was using a calorie counting app. Now yes, this is a bit long, and in the beginning it's annoying because you're trying to figure out how much calories are in all these different foods that you're eating. But as you go along, and once you've got you've got a set meal plan or whatever, it becomes easier because it remembers the kind of food that you eat, so it becomes easier to find that food. And this particular app is called Nutracheck. It's actually pretty brilliant because you can also scan any barcode. So if you are eating, let's say eating a packet of crisp, or you're having something that you'd find in a regular supermarket, like some butter or whatever, you can just scan the barcode and it'll come up on there. So it'll have the exact components and the exact calories that is within that piece of food or whatever. So it's actually really good. Nutracheck, I really rate that. And again, I'll link it down below in the description, so if you guys want to go check that out, you can do. There is a free version and then there's a paid version, but it's up to you which one you go for. So I think those are the main things to think about when eating well. Now the next point we're talking about is exercise, and I'm an average guy, man. I'm no gym freak or anything, so I'm not doing any extra hard workouts or anything like that. And you can, obviously, depends on what your goals are. If you want to lose 15 kilos in a year, you're going to have to put more effort in. But I'm talking about just standard exercise. Look, life's changed, man. The world's changed. We're all working from home now, so we have less of that outside time that we would walking, into the office or into your workplace or whatever, or just going out for a walk on your lunch break like you would normally do if you were at work. So we're losing out on all of that movement that you would have normally. So I think it's very important to bear that in mind when you're thinking about getting healthy. You need to be including some exercise in there, and I would start off with just walking would be great, not only for your physical health but also for your mental health. You're not stuck in front of a screen 8-9 hours a day with no breaks, and then in the evening you want to chill out and watch TV, so you're up in front of a screen again for another 3-4 hours. So I would very much advocate walking It's up to you when you chuck it into your day, though, innit? And how much you do it. I'd say a half an hour walk's pretty decent, and you can either do it in the morning so that you're nice and fresh, and you get that little bit of a break and peace before you start work, or you could do it in at lunch, because it breaks up your day nicely. You're not sitting in front of the screen the whole time. You get a bit of a different environment. So it's up to you when you put it in, but I would definitely recommend to at least start off with walking, and then once you've done that for a bit, you could evolve that into jogging or running, depending on, again, your goals. If your goals are simply to just be healthy, then walking's fine. But if your goals are to like lose weight or whatever, then yeah, you want to upgrade that jogging or running or whatever. And by that token, if you are going for something more than just being healthy, I would work out, obviously, but that doesn't mean you have to go join a gym and pay 35 quid a month or 25 quid a month or even 15 quid a month. You can work out at home. There's plenty of stuff online, YouTube, free videos where people are just doing workouts, and you can just follow them and do it with them. Or you could invest a bit of money into a bit of equipment in your home. I used to have weights, free weights that I'd use in the house. It was really good. Recently invested in a punching bag. Just something nice to get out a bit of that frustration, aggression, stress, whatever you want to call it. Get that out, but at the same time, you're getting a workout in. You're also releasing endorphins. So there's multiple benefits there, both for your physical and mental health. So I would definitely look at maybe investing in some equipment. But you don't need to. That's the really good thing about this. Everyone moves at their own pace, and everyone has a different idea of what they want to be, or what their targets are in terms of being physically healthy. So start off with a walk, then a jog, then a run, maybe, if that's your thing. If not, then you're doing some sort of workout at home. You could just be following a video, a tutorial. You could be doing, yoga. You could be doing HIIT workouts. It really is up to you what your pace is, basically. But the whole point is that you get some more movement into your daily lives. And then finally, part of that workout thing is, if you want to take it a step further, you join the gym. They have all the equipment there. We've got the treadmills, they got all the weights, and they've got the other different types of machines that would allow you to work on different parts of your body. Like I said, by no means am I an expert, so it might be worth going to speak to someone at your local gym and be like, oh, this is my goal and this is what I want to try and achieve, so how can I do that? What equipment should I use? Do I need a personal trainer, etc.? But again, that all comes with a financial investment. But then again, you're investing in yourself, and that's the best thing you can do. So it really is whether your budget allows for it, one, and two, whether your goals are aligned with that kind of working out. You can get just as good results working out at home as long as you're doing the right thing. So it's worth thinking about. So we covered eating well and we covered exercising, and the final step is eliminating. Now you guys know what I'm going to say. I had a similar step in my financial health improvement episode from last week, and I'm talking about eliminating your daily bad habits. So that could be smoking, drinking, having fizzy pop, going out for a takeaway, getting lunch out. Those are all, look, people do all of those things. I smoke, it's not great for your health, but I do it anyway. But everything should be in moderation. Even if you are gonna do it, it's not good. I should quit, definitely, 100%. It's one of my goals. But if you are gonna do it, at least do it in moderation. And it's the same with eating lunch out, or having fizzy pop, or having alcohol, anything like that. Do it in moderation. Too much of anything is not good for you. That's with the healthy stuff as well. I said have a balanced diet. There's a reason for that. Too much of anything is not good for you. So I would say personally that it should be like, for example, if you are, let's say you're smoking 10 a day, your goal should be like to try and cut down to 5 a day. If you are going out for lunch 5 times a week, you should be trying to knock it down to 2 times a week, 1 time a week. If you're getting takeaway 5 days a week, you should be like, takeaway is only Friday nights. Something like that. You're going to start eliminating the bad shit or the bad habits, that you have. Now, again, it all relates to your goals. So your goals may be different to mine. Someone might want to lose like 10 kilos or whatever. They're going to completely eliminate takeaways. But if you're just looking to be a bit healthier, then you might just knock your takeaway down to a Friday night or a Saturday night and just be happy with that. So it really is up to you, depending on what your goals are and what your choices are. The other thing, I talked about takeaways and other bad habits, but one of the things I really struggle with is fizzy pop. I love drinking fizzy pop, Red Bull, Coke, whatever. And I feel like that's one of the worst things that we consume on a daily basis. Like, I think you're better off having a chocolate or whatever than having a fizzy drink. There's just so much sugar in there, so many calories in there. That's one of the things that hampers me the most. On top of that, the ones that I like to drink, Red Bull or whatever, full of caffeine. So you get that energy burst whenever you have this thing, and then you get that crash later on. And that not only affects your physical health, but also affects your mental health. If you consume anything where once you stop consuming it, you got withdrawal symptoms, you know that thing's bad for you. Like, for example, if I don't have a Red Bull for a few days, I'll start getting headaches and stuff. It's because of the caffeine withdrawal. That's awful, man. So that's one of the things that you'll be looking to eliminate if you want to try and get healthy, is all the fizzy drinks. Again, in moderation. If you're going to say to me, my goal isn't to be, completely fit and, lose 10 kilos by summer, then I'm going to say to you, all right, yeah, cool, man. In that case, drop your fizzy drinks down to like, when you're having your takeaway, fine, have one. But if you like, I want to be completely healthy, I just cut it out. Trust me, cut it out. It makes such a huge difference. But yeah, those are the 3 E's basically: eating well, exercising, and eliminating. And you know what? Nothing I've said to you today is like groundbreaking, amazing expert advice. It isn't. It's all based on my own experience and how I found things change for me when I changed my habits. So that's all I can give you. Hopefully it helps you out. And let me know if it does. Drop a comment down below, leave a review, or just, message me on social media at Wahab Originals, anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. And I talked about some of the previous episodes, improving your financial health and setting your New Year's resolutions. If you're interested in that, go check out those episodes. There's some other ones as well. We talk about a lot of random things here on Talk Mode, so go check them out. I thank you so much for listening and clicking on this. Take care. Goodbye.